Today in Hartford, the city declares traffic violence a public crisis as fatalities rise, plus fuel prices jump, 2 serious overnight crimes, and the race for governor heats up. I'm Leah.
And I'm Garrett.
Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett in Hartford. First up, Hartford has formally declared traffic violence a public crisis. Since 2015, the city has recorded 171 traffic deaths, including a peak of 23 in 2018 and 19 last year, the highest in the state. City Council President Thomas Clark II, Hartford's council leader, is pushing hard on Vision Zero. In simple terms, Vision Zero is a plan to eliminate traffic deaths and serious injuries by changing how streets work. It focuses on design and policy choices like slower speeds, better crosswalks, and safer intersections, rather than blaming individual mistakes. Clark released a resolution in February calling out systemic issues. Systemic just means the problem is built into how things are set up, like road layouts and speed limits. He also flagged how often hit and runs happen in our city. Hartford has already adopted Vision Zero, and there is a statewide Connecticut Vision Zero Council created in 2021 to coordinate this work. West Hartford was the first in the state to adopt a local plan in 2024, which gives a nearby example of how this can roll out.
Yeah, that checks out. Vision Zero is data-driven, which is a fancy way of saying they use crash data to put fixes where they will save the most lives. Think traffic calming, speed humps and narrowed lanes that gently slow cars, protected bike lanes, and daylighting, which means clearing sight lines at corners so drivers and people walking can see each other. Hartford calling traffic violence a public crisis is a strong move. It tells every department to align on safety first. I'm down for that. If a street is designed to forgive a mistake, fewer people pay with their lives. That's pretty cool, right? All right, let's roll on. Connecticut fuel prices are climbing, and not by a little. The driver here is the ongoing conflict involving the United States, Israel, and Iran that escalated starting February 28th. Because of that, the Strait of Hormuz has been blockaded. Quick refresher. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow waterway near Iran that a huge share of the world's oil tankers must pass through. When that choke point is blocked, global oil supply tightens fast. By May 4th, Brent crude hit $114 a barrel. Brent is just a common benchmark price for oil. When that rises, it ripples to diesel and gasoline. Here at home, businesses are feeling it. Maurice Pipkin, who runs food trucks in Hartford, is paying more to fuel generators and vans, and customers see it in menu prices. Experts warn that even if the strait reopens today, markets need weeks to stabilize because ships, supply contracts, and inventories all have to catch up. Gas in Connecticut could push toward $5 a gallon if this drags on.
That's tough. Why would prices stay high even after tankers start moving again? If the blockage ended, shouldn't things drop right away?
Great question. Basically, it's a pipeline effect. Oil already en route is delayed, refineries' schedule runs weeks out, and retailers buy fuel ahead of time. So the system needs fresh supply to refill storage and meet demand before prices calm down. Until then, businesses and drivers just have to budget tighter. Supply chain resilience, having backups and flexibility, becomes a big deal in moments like this.
Next up, a fatal shooting overnight in Willimantic. Around 2 a.m. this morning, police responded to an apartment on Main Street and found a man with a gunshot wound to the chest. Officers and medics tried life-saving measures, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators believe there was a confrontation inside the apartment, and the suspect fled. The Connecticut State Police Eastern District Major Crime Squad is assisting. That is a specialized team that handles serious investigations like homicides. The case is active and ongoing today.
Not gonna lie, that hits different when it's in an apartment building in the middle of the night. Community safety matters, and getting good information to detectives quickly can be the difference. Credit to Willimantic Police and the State Squad for moving fast here. We will keep an eye on any official updates. Next up, an armed robbery at Gasman on 180 Riverside Avenue in Bristol around 3 a.m. Police say a man pointed a gun at the clerk and took cash before running off. The suspect wore a black hooded sweatshirt, a baseball cap, dark sunglasses, a partial face cover, and gloves. Bristol police are investigating and asking for tips from the public.
Real talk, if you were in that area or have a camera pointed toward Riverside, even a small detail can help. Community vigilance, neighbors looking out and sharing what they see, often speeds up these cases. And please stay safe at late-night pumps encounters. Pick well-lit spots, keep your phone ready, and trust your gut. Last up, the Connecticut governor's race is heating up ahead of party conventions on May 16th. On the Republican side, Aaron Stewart is seen as a frontrunner and has been skipping recent debates to focus on delegates. Delegates are the party insiders who vote at the convention to endorse a candidate. Her opponents, Ryan Fazio and Betsy McCaughey, are criticizing that move and pushing to get traction before the summer. On the Democratic side, incumbent Governor Ned Lamont is seeking a third term, and State Representative Josh Elliott is challenging him. Elliott is pursuing public financing, which means using a state program to match small donations if you meet certain rules. Big issues circling the race include taxes, electricity prices, and recent debates over homeschooling, vaccines, and gun laws. Primaries are expected August 11th.
Skipping debates can be a strategy for frontrunners to avoid unforced errors, minimizing risk. But it can frustrate folks who want to hear positions side by side. One eyebrow raiser, Betsy McCaughey, is pitching the elimination of the state income tax over 5 to 7 years. That is a huge swing. How the state would replace that revenue will be the debate to watch. Either way, conventions this week should set the tone for the summer. Let's keep it chill and see how those delegate counts land.
Thanks for tuning in to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett, reporting from Hartford.
Stay informed and join us again tomorrow.